of Navratri, dedicated to Goddess Durga and her 9 incarnations, begins this Monday. Now, these 9 days are considered one of the best times to start or purchase something new. What comes as an added bonus, several banks go out of their way to sweeten loan offers. And when it comes to real estate, the industry moves into high gear, offering deals and discounts to clinch the deal with the home buyer. Now, what can the buyers expect in the season? Let's get the answers on the Property Show. Joining me today, Dhruv Agarwal, CEO Housing.com, Baman Rustom Mirani, Chairman and Managing Director, Rustomjee Group, and Amit Goyal, CEO India Sotheby's International Realty. Gentlemen, thank you very much for making the time. Dhruv, my first question comes to you only because Housing.com has announced a mega home utsav where home buyers will be able to get discounts, schemes, stamp duty waivers, even free parking and an electric vehicle from Ola. So, I just look at the range and say, wow, that's a big bonanza. But tell me, what is the real benefit that the home buyer gets in this season?
Look, see, it's one of those things where I think just traditionally we've seen the festive season as a season where sales do better. Developers are also more inclined to giving these schemes or attractive offers to attract clients. And I think it's become a bit of a virtuous cycle now that people expect offers, developers give those offers, people take them and sales go up. Over the last several years, what we've always seen is that H2 financial year, that is financial year H2, which is October to December and then January to March, tends to have higher number of sales than the first half of the financial year. It's not significantly higher, but we've seen anywhere that for the full year about 58 to 60% sales happen in the second half of the financial year versus the remaining in the first half. That's one thing which data says that the festive season does see higher sales. And then the other thing which we've seen is that on Housing.com, we have an index called IRIS, which basically tracks consumer interest in buying property. And for the last 2 years, we've seen that peak around the September-October timeframe. And even this year, we've already started seeing that since August, and it's steadily climbing, during this month. So I think it's become a bit of a tradition now, where festive season is seen as a time when offers will be on the table, and from a consumer standpoint, and developers respond to that. Okay. And look, it is an auspicious time of the year. It is a time of the year where generally it's people are in a better mood. Things look up from a weather perspective, everything. So all in all, I think it's a great time
I definitely buy the weather point, and I'm sure a lot of people prefer to come out and look or do house
side
hunting
visits, etc. Much better, right?
Yeah. March, absolutely. Yeah. Baman, yeah. So in North India there is this period of Shraddh, which is not considered very auspicious, and people don't really want to at least close a deal. But have you also sensed the same as a developer, that during Navratri there is an extra traction, and somebody like you, a developer who's already clocking pretty excellent sales, will come out with new offers or new projects during this time?
Definitely, Manisha. Everybody tries to sweeten the season because the season is one of new beginnings and new starts, etc. So after we go through the Pitru Paksh out here, we usually have the season of Dasara coming up, or Navratri coming up, which ends with the Dasara day. And a lot of people are out there to buy new apartments. Developers are out there to kind of offer or launch new projects. Everybody is looking at new beginnings in this season. So we all try to make the time better so that the buying decisions that customers have been sitting on could be kind of culminated or could be finalized. And why not? This is the season of joy. Most of India is celebrating. We are a very emotionally charged and driven, people. All of us should do as much as possible to make this season good. Now, if you open the papers, you will see every kind of discount being offered, or every kind of scheme being offered for everything from FMCG goods to clothes to cars and motorcycles, and then finally even homes. And I think developers work with various schemes. I think flexible payment plans are given additional thrust. New project launches are shown at this point of time. Sometimes projects which are nearing completion, developers give an offer that there's no EMI for consumers, so it becomes that much simpler for them to take a call. And then there are new launches in this season. I think developers are also giving some kind of an assurance to state that, come and book, and should you realize this is not the apartment for you in a month or two, you can take your money back, making it very, very safe for people to come and make the investment. So overall, the sweetness is added by virtue of the schemes. And then, of course, the basic season itself is so good that everybody is supercharged and wants to go out there and buy something new at that point of time. We encourage this trend.
I'm glad to hear supercharged, because, if I'm looking at the Mumbai registration numbers, they clocked pretty high numbers even in August. So I'm wondering where October will end. Amit, India Sotheby's dominates just the luxury housing sales. What's been your experience? Do HNI clientele actually, does it make any difference to them to get these discounts and freebies? Or is it just the auspiciousness which actually gets them moving during this time?
Yes, it does indeed, Manisha. During the festive season, we've seen always, much better traction, increased activities and marketing and events, by most companies, developers. The clients are, HNI clients are back from their travel, right, in summer holidays when they go out, June, July. By the time they come back and start to see properties, visits, open houses, which are, the weather is much more conducive, as my co-panelist, already discussed. And we've seen far better traction in the Q2 starting October, almost every single year. And also because of the NRIs, traveling to India and taking advantage of the better weather and the Christmas holidays, Diwali time, they want to come and meet family and friends. So all in all, we've seen this period to be, much better in terms of sales and people, taking the decisions.
Okay. So Dhruv, you actually mentioned...
You show me a rich man. You show me a rich man, and I'll show you a person who's, taken every advantage of every sale, every scheme that is available. For sure, they aren't leaving it.
Well, I mean, you should know, because some of your luxury apartments in Mumbai do get in all the HNIs to the table. Like you rightly said, who's going to miss out a good deal? A 1/4% off is a 1/4% off, and probably the number in absolute term becomes higher as the unit price keeps going up. Dhruv, my question to you is that, we did phenomenally well in 2021 as a country. There was a big dip, and then we saw some emergence, and we somehow crossed pre-COVID levels. This year we are expected to do even better, or at least that's what the pundits are saying. But then you also see one other report from Manarock which says, October to December, we are only expecting sales which are about 91,000 units, similar to what happened last year. So if you're saying that, look, this is a good cycle and a positive cycle and the start of it, would you bet at higher numbers of sales?
My expectation, Manisha, is that, we are going to see higher numbers. I mean, if we just compare the first half of the calendar year, which is, January to June, and, we don't have our quarterly numbers out yet, for the July to September period. But again, whatever early estimates that are in suggest a very robust growth, over last year. Of course, there's last year's numbers are a bit noisy because of, what happened in April to June with regard to COVID. But the fact is that even if we just look at, July, August, September, last year versus July, August, September this year, has seen significant growth. One of the concerns which obviously people have looking ahead, is the rising interest rate scenario. And that obviously, does sort of call for caution in terms of making predictions about, what the expectations are. But again, just given what we've seen so far in the year, and the fact that, my belief is that home loans are still in a comfortable zone, at least as of now. It's hard to predict, what RBI does next and, where we see rates going. But I still think that rates are within a comfortable zone. And if we don't see any sort of dramatic hike, I think the festive season this year is going to be much stronger than last year's. And frankly, in line with what we've seen, in the first 9 months of the calendar year, but the numbers over last year have been significantly robust. So nothing imminent on the horizon which suggests that it should be a flattish festive season relative to last year.
Okay, flattish October to December, because there's a lot riding in this period. Of course, developers need to clock higher numbers, especially the listed ones. Baman, what are your estimates? Do you believe that you really need freebies and discounts to keep the momentum going, or do you think that the industry as a whole, the good developers, will clock higher numbers than the last year October to December period?
Look, that's very difficult for anyone to say, Manisha, and we keep doing dipstick studies where our consumers are asked these questions, and each one reacts based on the market they're in little differently. But what I can tell you is the educated customer, the person who knows or the person who reads a lot, is usually putting his money into real estate as a hedge against inflation. Real estate is the best hedge against inflation. Given the fact that interest rates have seen some amount of rise, led to an initial dip in the, at least mood and enthusiasm of people. But going forward, seeing the way US is raising their rates, and everybody knows the connected world, and if we have increased interest costs, people are going ahead and making the buy for real estate, because real estate prices will then automatically be, buoyant and rising at that point in time. So again, data shows that this year has been much better than the same time last year. Given the current trend, it's not going to, in my understanding and what I read, it's not going to peter off. It's definitely going to be there. We expect a strong Q3. I would say, at least given the present
will you be able to raise prices? I know apart from the festive discount, would you look at raising prices, and how much have you raised in the last 9 months?
It's never about raising prices. Today, volume is your premium that you get. So if you are able to do great volumes, if you're able to make with your business plans, you're fine. Newer projects, of course, come at a slightly more premium price because they launched today, and they take into consideration all the new prices. But I don't think developers are interested in that extra raising the prices time and again. We adjust for inflation, but that's about it.
Okay, let me get Amit's reaction to this, because Amit, India Sotheby's did a survey at the start of the year for a luxury outlook, and there was an overwhelming, preponderance of high net worth individuals saying that they're actually going to look at real estate, and this time residential real estate, for capital gains. They're expecting prices to go up. What's been your own sense in some of the premium or the, let's say, Tony locations that you enable transactions in? Have prices gone up?
Yes, Manisha, we have seen prices firming up, and this is perhaps the first time in the last 7-8 years where we've seen, demand is very robust. Prices have firmed up anywhere between 5% to 15% in some localities, like in Gurgaon, like in farmhouse areas in Delhi, some areas in Goa, Alibag. We've seen good firmed up demand. A couple of areas in Bangalore, Mumbai. Again, the demand is robust and prices have firmed up. Primarily because post-COVID, people are looking for larger homes, especially in the luxury space that we operate in. People are looking for more amenities, newer places, larger homes, open spaces, etc. So prices have firmed up, and as the inventory is being picked up, consumed, prices may get firmed up even further. Also, owing to the fact that the construction costs have gone up, interest rates have gone up. So these are all contributing to the prices being firming up.
Okay. Well, the sense I get is that, look, you're not going to see a dip in prices. You'll probably see rising prices, maybe not galloping
Absolutely.
prices. So it's probably a great time to take or make use of the festive seasons and the discounts and the payment terms or flexible payment terms that you're getting from developers. Baman, Dhruv and Amit, thank you very much for joining me for this session, and wishing you all a great festive season as well.
Wishing all your buyers a very happy buying season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so if you already have a home but now want to upgrade to a larger one with more space or in a better location, how do you do that? Buying an apartment is easy as a click away, but selling an existing home can take a lot of time. After the break, we bring you face to face with Home Exchange, a digital platform that promises to buy your existing home from you and to free you up to buy the next big dream apartment. Stay with us.